Hi guys, Justice here bringing you thoughts of an employedpreneur. We are in March now. Is it just me or does it feel like time is really moving? It's flying. It's playing no games. Because it feels like only yesterday that Becky Kele, the South African police commissioner, was telling us that we need to be in bed by 9 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Now we are in March. Goddamn. So today we are going to be taking a deeper delve into technical SEO. On the last episode, we talked about on-page SEO and explained what Google would like to see on your page. Today, we'll be explaining what Google would like to see in your page, meaning the parts that users do not see when they visit your site. This part is usually seen by Google bots, developers, and web designers. So let's get started. We are going to be dividing technical SEO into 7 criteria that you should be looking at. The first one being sitemaps. Your website should have a sitemap. A sitemap lets Google know about all the pages on your website that you would like it to know about. It also lets Google know if you have posted new content or new pages. Now, Google does not necessarily need a sitemap to go through your website and discover more of your website. It can do this by following links within your website. The problem lies if some web pages do not have links that are linking to them. Now, there's no way that Google is going to know that these web pages even exist, hence the need for a sitemap. It also helps users that would like to just have a quick scan of your website know the different pages on your website. The second criteria is friendly URL structures. A friendly URL structure helps both Google and users know where they are on your website. So a friendly URL structure goes something like this: www.pinkshoes.co.za/shoes/ the best pink shoes in Africa. And non-friendly URL structure goes like this: www.pinkshoes.co.za/TP0057?23/10256PT. See, that does not make sense for anyone. So make sure that you have friendly URL structures. Fortunately, WordPress and other CMSs have a setting for this. The third criteria, which goes hand in hand with your URL structure, is an SSL certificate. An SSL certificate changes your URL from starting with HTTP to starting with HTTPS. So what this does is it protects your users' information from being stolen by other websites that are pretending to be yours. So what it does is, before your website is shown to a user, the SSL certificate company will then look at the unique SSL certificate number that it gave for your website and check if it is indeed your website before it shows your website to users. So this would prevent another website from redirecting people to it. So people's information, such as credit card information or any personal details that they put there, is protected from phishing scams, other websites pretending to be yours. The fourth criteria is mobile friendliness. Your website should be adaptable to different devices. So it shouldn't break when it gets to a mobile device. It should show the same way that it would on a desktop. It should adjust to the screen size of a mobile device. If it has clickable tabs on it, these clickable tabs should not suddenly be super small or difficult to click when they get onto a mobile site. Your website should not be cut in half because the screen is too small. Instead, it should adjust to the screen size. And all clickable elements on your website should still be clickable even when they are on a mobile phone or on a tablet. The fifth criteria is your website speed. Your website should be able to load on a user's device fairly quickly, whether they are on 4G, 3G, or 2G. A website speed is usually affected by large images or large code, such as your JavaScript or CSS. So images can be shrinked. An image can be crisp and look good, but be a smaller size in terms of megabytes or kilobytes. It can go from being 3 megabytes big to being 100 kilobytes small with the same clarity. There are different tools that help you shrink your images in order for them to load fast. The way that this happens is that before your website is shown on browsers, it has to be fetched from your server. And when it is fetched from your server, it means that it spends data. So the bigger the image, the slower it is going to take to be sent to a user's device. Same as the code. There are certain tools that help in shrinking the size of the code in order to enable it to be transferred to a browser fairly quickly. Fortunately, CMSs such as WordPress offer plugins that help in shrinking these things by click of a button, so you don't necessarily need to go and be a developer and figure out all of these things. WordPress already does it for you. Simple and easy. The sixth criteria is structured data. Structured data is a piece of code that you put on your website that helps Google understand more about your website and show more information on search engine results pages. So say you have a page where you are talking about a cooking recipe. So structured data would help you be able to show Google the time that it would take to cook that, the individual ingredients within that recipe, and also the reviews that you get from that. Google will be able to display it on search engine results pages, which would garner more trust from people and give more people information about your web page. And then the seventh criteria is robots.txt. Robots.txt is a file where you tell Google of the pages that you would like for it to crawl and the pages that you wouldn't like for it to crawl. I will get more into robots.txt on future episodes. I'll also break down all of the criteria that I have mentioned in future episodes as well. So I hope that this was informative to you. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next time when we talk about off-page SEO. Dango.